Good morning, campers. Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program version 0.25. We are in the midst of the Kerbal Cleanup still, and we have arrived within Eve's sphere of influence. You can see it just down here as we look towards the sun from along our booster. This is our glorious spacecraft, nicknamed the Tugboat, and, well, properly named the Tugboat. So it's not really much of a nickname. But still, we are well on our way to a rendezvous with Eve, and in order to do that we will need our HUD. I just took a screenshot instead, but that's okay. Alright, so first things first, we're going to make sure we've got plenty of snacks in our... Well, let's make sure we've got plenty of snacks in our command pod, just in case we have to ditch the booster. I'd like to not ditch the booster because I think I'm going to need most of the snacks to get home, but you never know. So let's bring up the map view. We're going to switch to focus on Eve. Luckily, it does look like we are going to be aerobraking on the light side of the planet. That's a big benefit for us. So we are going to need to enable the trajectories mod and start modifying our entry into the Eve system. So we are currently pointed, no, we want orbit. Not surface, definitely not surface. Let me get myself oriented here so I can figure out where we are going relative to the planet. I think I'm upside down. Okay, so I've got my bearings. We are pointed mostly towards the planet and a little bit up. So what we want to do, really, is we're going to need to burn a little bit to the left of our trajectory and see if we can't bring our periapsis into the atmosphere of the gas giant, or of the gas giant. Bring our periapsis into the atmosphere of Eve. And see if we can't use that to get ourselves an intercept. There we are. We are grazing the atmosphere here. Oh boy. Little much, little much. Alright, so that will be a capture there. I think I'm satisfied with that, if everyone else is as well. Let's keep the trajectory displayed for now. Let's get a little bit closer to the planet. A little bit too close, a little bit too close. Let's jump up here. First things first, we are going to make sure we are pointed in the proper direction for this. We don't want to pass through the atmosphere pointing backwards. And we are going to retract our solar panels. Apparently I did not put the solar panels on the proper spacecraft into this action group, so oh nice! It just synchronized them up, so that's nice. So they are all in the same action group, and they are all now stowed. It just decided it had to extend the ones on the original spacecraft first. Or on the booster stage first. So I think everything is retracted that needs to be retracted. Let's see what we have. Alright, so our first... Oh, we need a mystery goo observation from high orbit. I do have a mystery goo on here, right? Oh, did I really launch this and forget the mystery goo? I'm gonna be so mad at myself. You know what's not on here? There's no mystery goo. No mystery goo at all. Oy. Alright, so I'm going to just say forget the contracts at this point. My only objective is to properly deploy my various probes and then return to Kerbin safely. There is no longer a actual objective to complete that contract. Forget the contract. I'm tired of that. I have botched both contracts, so let's just finish our missions and then we will carry on from here. Oof, do not look down at the planet with anything going on. That is a quite the frame rate killer. Sorry. Let's move on. Alright, so we are experiencing some re-entry effects here now. And frame rate is slowing down, so I am going to stop talking now so I can fast forward this footage and see you all on the other side. And we are back. I am time warping around to the apoapsis of this orbit so we can actually make it a proper orbit. Oh, for a moment there I saw the, oh, there it is. There is my landing indicator. Is that in a sea? I don't think it is. First off, we are going to need to flip around and re-extend our solar panels. But these two can stay retracted since they are in front of some exhaust nozzles. Alright, we are pointed prograde. Stability back on. Let us bring ourselves into orbit. Okay, there we go. So our first task, what is our first probe? I think our first probe is a basic lander probe, right? Yeah, okay, let's free up the monopropellant in that thing. Make sure you've got plenty of power. Did I not put any solar panels on this thing? No, that's a solar panel, right? Yes, it is. Okay. I was worried for a moment there. I was really worried. Did not put much power on it, though. Whatever. Is that a battery? It is a battery. Good. Let's enable that battery and decouple. So let's first off, let's get into auto view here. So where would we land for that? Oh, that is squarely in an ocean. So let us bring ourselves down a little bit sooner so we hit... Ah, right. I don't have jets on the top of the spacecraft, so I have to turn the entire thing around and thrust in the opposite direction in order to do that. Okay, that should be on land. I'm pretty happy about the hitting the water in my the first attempt, because the next one does actually need to land in the water, and that's going to happen on our next orbit. So how is our power situation? More than enough power. Alright. I think we're good to go ahead and go for our entry pattern here, so let's spin this probe around. And time warp. Right, I'm gonna fast forward most of the re-entry here, so I will see you all when we are closer to the ground. And we are back. We are approaching the surface of Eve. Parachute should be deploying any moment now. That was a nice, gentle re-entry, aside from all the fire. Ignore that. Didn't hurt the probe any, luckily. And I'm hoping the parachute has enough oomph to slow us down for a gentle landing. I do have some jets on the bottom just in case. And, oh yeah, that's definitely going to be a suitable landing velocity. Yeah, let's go ahead and try and turn this thing so I've got at least one solar panel pointing into the sunlight. Where's the sun? Well, that's a good question. Judging from the shadow, it's straight up. Right, let's get into chase cam. Alright, my solar panels are mounted top and bottom, so we want this thing rotated to point east and west. That way we have one that's getting sunlight in the morning, one is getting sunlight at night. Or in the evening. None of them will be getting sunlight at night because science. Alright, so I had just enough power to do that little maneuver. Let's go ahead and turn the camera back around. Now that I've got my bearings. Bring this thing down to the ground, shall we? Luckily, these sand dunes are just a texture, not actual sand dunes, or else this would be a much less stable surface to land on. Almost down. That doesn't make much difference, but it might help a little bit, so let's go ahead and keep those going for the rest of the descent, and touchdown! We're alive. We are alive and on the surface of Eve. So finally something has gone my way. Let's do some science. Log temperature. Let's transmit that, shall we? Delightful. Let's log the pressure data. Transmit that as well. Let us allow the... Can't believe I forgot the mystery goo. Alright, let us... No, go away. Go away. Right. How's my power? Let's let the power recover a little. Alright, power has recovered. Let's take that surface sample. I've never done this before, so let's see what this looks like. Whoa! Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh no. Alright. That was almost bad. Okay, so the robotic arm of the surface sample unit is longer than my landing legs, so it almost knocked me over. Which is kind of cool. Kind of terrifying for a moment there, but still pretty cool. Do I have enough to transmit the whole thing? Yes, barely. Alright, this unit has served its purpose. Let us get the other one down from orbit. Switch to... Alright, I've got to turn the, turn that back on. And... oh, where's the battery on this one? Battery is on top on this one. Turn that back on. Do I have solar panels? Yes, I do. Okay, good. So let's jet ourselves away from this place. Alright, so this spacecraft is going to need to burn retrograde or prograde because its jets are on the front instead of the back. Of course, the front is going to be the one that lands pointed down. So, you know, logic. I'm not going to hit my other spacecraft, am I? No. Alright, let's see where we're going to come down. First, let's bring the nav ball up so I can actually tell. Alright, let's see. Where do we have an ocean we can land in? I think that's an ocean. And that is solidly in it. I'm satisfied with that outcome. Fast forwarding to our atmospheric entry. And we will be doing the same thing for this one we did previously. First off, let's see if I can't control this little guy from in here. We can. Alright, good. I definitely do not want to jettison that back the way I'm flying, because I don't want it to hit me when I blow the parachutes. Alright, let's make sure I'm still heading for the ocean. Looks good. Yeah, looks good. And fast forwarding.